life anywhere, anytime with your BOSO Visa credit card.
Spend your life letting BOSO's guide you. Live your life your way. It's your life, it's what you do.
It's been a great experience being here on the national team. I came in when I was 19 years old, when Coach then came in. I've been working with a lot of the pro players from overseas. They've helped me a lot, not just as a player, but as a human self. It's been a great experience.
My journey into business began in one of the hardest moments of my life. In 2020, I lost my job from the hotel industry and my husband was temporarily laid off from his.
As a couple with young kids, at the time, we had to ensure that we had a steady income.
We decided to convert the lower floor of my home into vacation rentals. But we needed support to grow.
The credit union couldn't go any further and financing felt out of reach.
But everything changed when we were introduced to Elite Builders Capital, a product made just for us from Bank of St. Lucia.
With their help, we completed our last 2 units. 2 of our villas were inspired by our kids, Melo for Melody and Samo for Samuel.
Now we have 6 fully furnished villas, ready for more guests.
Can we all please stand to acknowledge the national anthem of St. Lucia? Round of applause for the 2 participating teams, and let me welcome you to match 117, that of the St. Lucia Semi-Professional Football League for this year for 2025. Gros Islet, they are next in the very deep blue with a yellow patch on the shoulder, reminiscent of our national color, our national colors that is, and of course Dennery, they in the red and white. The previous time that they encountered, I believe that they drew at 2-all. So let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the game and see what finds out here tonight between those two. Following this encounter, we'll have the next game. The Home Boys of Soufre will be coming up against Colours.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you wherever you are in your neck of the globe. It's that we all gather and give thanks for semi-pro football action right here at the Soufre Mini Stadium. And tonight's action kicks off with a mouth-watering clash between Dennery and Gros Islet. Elijah Williams in your company tonight. I will be joined a little later on by Mr. Clivers Jules. So let's get into the team news. For Dennery, Anton Richard in goal, Newton Marshall, Shaquan Dovius, Marvin Mather, and Patrick Ephraim, they make up the back four. Javel Fauché, Elijah Joseph, and Shovius Okuli, they make up the midfield. And Sherman St. Rose is up top, flanked by Azad Fauché and Shaquille William. In goal for Gros Islet, Giovanni de Turville ever present. Mikey Stanislas, Sebastian Rebo makes his return to the team alongside O'Neal Toussaint, and Josh George rounds up the back four. Eden Charles comes into midfield alongside Tony Simon and Melvin Aurelia for Gros Islet, and Jaleel Evans in red hot form. He's flanked by Riddell Stanislas and Baggio Edward. And early on we see an injury here. One of the Dennery players, Renly Napoleon, the man in the middle. Of course, two different missions tonight. Dennery, the mission is firmly to move away as far as they can from the relegation zone before they could think about doing anything else. And of course, Gros Islet, they are trying to get themselves into position to get into the semi-finals, the top four. Gros Islet currently sit in 6th position, but they've played 12 fixtures and they're on 16 points. So a win tonight will get them over Canaries, who's played 2 games more, so they'll still have an extra game on Canaries into 5th position. Of course, Central Castries back into the top 4, along with Mabuya Valley in 3rd, Vieux-Fort South in 2nd, and Leclerc, the runaway leaders, in 1st place. So, as I said, 2 different missions tonight, and we'll see how this one unfolds right here at the Soufre Mini Stadium. Gros Islet with possession. Riddell Stanislas, and he tries to play in Jaleel Evans. He lets that one run. May have done better to take it into his stride, although it would have been on his right foot. But he's been in scintillating form, Jaleel Evans, of late. He's now on 8 goals. And none of these goals have come from the penalty spot. So all 8 goals in open play. I think he's been the lead striker for this Gros Islet team for about 4 or 5 fixtures now. So doing all of that work in a very short space of time. As we see a ball coming in there, defended by Dennery. It's going to be another corner. Of course, he's not going to get an opportunity to add to his tally, Jaleel, because he normally takes all of the set pieces for Gros Islet. In swinger coming in there again and punched out by Anton Richard. Back to Jaleel. And he puts another one in there again. It's defended well again by Dennery. And a goal kick finally. They've relieved the pressure on themselves. throw in on the far side by Dennery. And there's Gros Islet Badger Edward trying to get on the end of that one. That's a little too much for him there. Dennery now conceding possession. Melvin Aurelia, Eden Charles, nice little flick on there. Nice little interplay by Dennery. Looks like Jelly Levens will be flagged offside. Just made that run a little too early. Him being a midfielder, those runs through the channels, still trying to master that craft. Despite being a midfielder, he's always been a goal scorer from his youth exploits. He's been a goal scorer. And a free kick for Dennery. Well, Fauché just leaving that one. It's like Marvin Mathred dink that one in. Dennery in an attacking area there. Ball put in across. Defended well by Gros Islet. And Riedel Stanislas playing against his former team in Dennery last season. He would have featured for Dennery for the bulk of the season. Riedel Stanislas has moved on to the Gros Islet squad. And Dennery with a throw-in on the near side. Foul called there. Foul going against Shuban St. Rose. Although he's the one hunched over. May have took a flailing arm to the face. O'Neal Toussaint. Inadvertent, of course. But doesn't hurt any less. That's what I always say. Gros Islet now about to restart. Gros Islet up the pitch. Ball played back to Anton Richard in goal. Was two national goalkeepers on display. Giovanni Di Turville, Anton Richard. Don't want to say Giovanni or Anton are former national keeper. By the fact Giovanni Di Turville is already hit the 40-year mark, but goalkeepers age like wine. Some of them just get better with age, as we see. Play broken up there by Dennery. Riedel Stanislas out to Melvin Aurelia. Tony Simon to Aurelia. Eden Charles. Good interplay there by Gros Islet. Tony Simon, he's fouled. Did well in a very small area. Sort themselves out and quick restart. Riedel Stanislas on the left flank. The Dennery players may know him very well. Not going for any of those little feints. Renly Napoleon says, on my whistle. Been better delivery. Still there for Gros Islet, defended by Dennery. And Gros Islet on the score sheet first. Jaleel Evans, mistake there by, uncharacteristic mistake there by Anton Richard in goal. Just lays it on a plate for Jaleel Evans. Gros Islet to the good 1-0. I was about to say just before that calamity there by the goalkeeper for Dennery, Anton Richard. But these two teams are very similar in terms of their output. They've both scored 24, well, 25 now for Gros Islet. But Gros Islet have conceded 23, and Dennery have conceded 24. So both of these teams are very similar in terms of what they've done, in terms of output, goals conceded and goals scored. But it's Gros Islet who have put their noses in front here early in the first half. That goal from Jaleel Evans coming in the 11th minute of play.
Jaleel Evans, the number 10 of Gros Islet, making the difference in the 11th minute.
Stanislas with a throw in, and Gros Islet inches closer up the field. Earlier, it's a foul there on Elijah Joseph. Marvin Mathre start the game. Offs it up there. Too much on that. Gros Islet will get a throw in. Josh George, the right fullback for Gros Islet, throw in. Shaquille William just losing out there, and Gros Islet back in possession. Foul committed there against Tony Simon, I believe it is. So far, Gros Islet having the better of the exchanges. They've prodded and probed. Scuppered a couple of times by the offside flag. Sebastian Rebo missed a few games for Gros Islet. Back in the fold. And the national player on display as a ball comes across for Bajo Edward, but he's in an offside position. Anton Richard will be ruined that opportunity just gifted Jaleel Evans in the 11th minute. He has enough experience to put it past him and continue on, and Renly Napoleon says nothing there. Say a special good evening to the big man on campus, Dogu, celebrating his 20th today. Yeah, the drinks on Dogu, guys. Just come down to the Super Mini Stadium and there's a tab right there, not a table. Drinks on Dogu tonight. Big man on campus, as we just saw Gros Islet shoot wide of the left upright of Anton Richard. Looking to employ a high press Gros Islet. Anton Richard punting that one up field. Michael William on it. Nifty turn, but turned his way into the touchline. Rosalie back on it. Josh George taking the throw in. Foul given there. Dennery really has not been able to get it going in open play so far. They've had a couple of set pieces where they've tried to loft the ball into a dangerous area. And Richard making sure he deals with that one. Then we just looking to see if they can string some passes together now. He does well to block off the passing lane and win that ball back by Joe Edward on the far side, on the right flank. Eden Charles back to O'Neill Tusa. He goes back to Giovanni Di Turville in goal. Gros Islet doing well there, playing out of the back. Couldn't get that one over the top for Bajo Edward, who was on his bike. Spelled danger for Dennery. That one had gotten through, so good defending. Vessel for the ball there, and Shaquille William doing well. Chapelle Fauché now pulling strings in the midfield and out to Azad Fauché. Not sure of the relationship. May just be related. Eden Charles, another former national player. A slew of national players on display tonight. Some instances, former national players, the likes of Eden Charles, Riddle Stanislas, Bajo Edward, Sebastian Rebo, 11s, all featuring St. Lucia at some point in time. Was Anton Richard for Dennery as well. Long breaking, searching pass there by Rebo. Goes over the byline for a goal kick. We're having Mathre playing that one up. So far, Dennery not able to string too many passes together and cause too much danger for Gros Islet. Gros Islet having a better time at it in terms of ball possession. Comfortable, they have more time on the ball. He has been defending well though. Really unable to get things going themselves. Up to Raquel William, and that one goes out into touch. Marvin Mathre across to Patrick Ephraim. Javel Fauché. Okuli back to Mathre. A foul called there. O'Neill Tusa looks like the worse for wear. And that foul went against Azad Fauché. Or is it Azad Fauché? For those of you wondering, my usual commentary partner, Kenneth in Glasgow, is got prior engagements. Those of you in the north would probably be at the Francis Babelastic grounds in Gros Islet, where the annual Kick for Cure charity football activity is going on, veterans football, so can always pass by and make a donation. As we see Dennery player on the ground again, looks like Elijah Joseph, is it? No, it's not. Sporting a similar hairstyle with Joseph. And Dennery to take the restart. One Dovius puts it up there. And it's over the byline for a goal kick. Dennery we see in there with the first meaningful attack. Drew a save from Giovanni Di Turville. In goal, Azad Fauché doing some good work down the flank and getting it into Sherman St. Rose, who be careful then, playing around with the ball and saved by the whistle of Renly Napoleon. And Gros Islet on the attack now. Just losing out. He gets it back though. Jelly Levens and ball played through. And rounding the goalkeeper is Badju Edward. Goes through on goal. Anton Richard never really stood a chance. He was drawn out of his goal. Badju Edward rounds him easily. Almost did too much there. Very tight angle and was able to slot that one in. That's in the 26th minute of play. Gros Islet up 2-0. And Dennery look like they're in all sorts of problems. The inquests have started. You can see Showman St. Rose in the center circle pointing and asking questions. Game restarted 2-0 to Gros Islet. Goals from Badju Edward and Jelly Levens. Sebastian Rebo there losing out. A nice flick on there. And Dennery looked like they want to pounce. And straight down the throat of Giovanni de Turville, who handled that one well enough. And keeping Dennery out. Dennery, the second time they've got into a very dangerous position. And could not put it away past Giovanni de Turville. Of course, they'll be ruined, those couple missed opportunities. Ball goes into Premier Poto. Elijah Joseph flicks it back across to Azad Fauché. Down the line to Javel Fauché. But it's out of bounds. Or I should say over the byline. Fauché now, Elijah Joseph. Losing out there, Melvin Aurelia, Tonya Simon now. Gros Islet will be looking to maintain control of this one, and as I say so, ball lost then. Dennery there on the attack. Josh George doing well there, keeping his attacker in check. Dennery now need to throw some bodies forward if they are to get back into this one. Still long way to go, just about a third of this fixture complete, just about. So still a long way, and we've seen some spectacular things happen in the semi-pro football league, but as it stands right now, Gros Islet like they're in firm control of this fixture. Dennery making some inroads here and there, but nothing paying dividends as yet. Azad Fauché back to Elijah Joseph, who plays it across to Shaquan Dovius, who puts it back, or tries to put it back into the path of Azad Fauché. A little too straight. Riddle Stanislas with a good ball across. Whipped in there to the 11s. Looks like he sort of got caught in two minds whether he should have tried to control that one and then realized the height of it. Probably should have gone with his head. Maybe should have gone with his head in the first instance. Sort of whip and swerve that ball across from Riddle Stanislas had on it. Just needed to be directed on goal and would have caused all sorts of problems for Anton Richard. Again in the goal for Dennery. See Gros Islet winning possession back and Azad puts him through. Swift thinking there by Giovanni Di Turville to just break up that play. Ball comes in across again by Dennery, dealt with this time by Sebastian Rebo. A strike there from distance looked like nothing really, but it was on target and forced a save from Giovanni Di Turville, and I think he's hurt himself in the process. May have banged his knee, I think, against the upright. We'll probably take a look at that one on the replay. Or maybe his arm, as a matter of fact. He just hurt himself there. Giovanni Di Turville. Looked like a nothing shot, really. But ended up destined for the top left corner of Di Turville's goal, and he had to deal with it, and that he did at some personal expense. Ball coming across now by Dennery in a dangerous area. This Poto. But a little flick on there by one of the Gros Islet players, and it's going to be a long throw-in, I believe, now for Dennery. Patrick Ephraim loading up. Not so much distance on that one. Dennery again with a strike and meat and drink for Giovanni Di Turville. At least Dennery now are showing some signs of wanting to mount some sort of comeback, but they have to be careful that they don't leave their back open for Gros Islet to counter. But they've been making some inroads. Giovanni Di Turville called in to make a save on 3 occasions, to my memory. And a couple of them were some really good opportunities as well inside the box in dangerous areas where Dennery should have really put these couple away. But as it stands, they've not taken advantage of those situations, and it's now still stands at 2 goals to 0 in favor of Gros Islet. Again, Dennery on their long strike from all 35, 40 yards out. Then they're about, they'll do that, Dennery. Sometimes they just shoot on sight. Most would say it's an ill-advised shot, but I've seen Dennery do that so many times. I think it's just part of their DNA. The Dennery teams, Marbella Valley and Dennery. Hallmark of these teams, long-ranged efforts. I think that's Josh George is laying on their ground. Not sure exactly what the issue is. Game restarts with a goal kick to Gros Islet. Dennery just gifting the ball back to Gros Islet. They'll take their time about it. It's about 8 minutes plus whatever stoppage time to the half, and Gros Islet in a fairly comfortable position, leading 2-0 down here at the Super Mini Stadium. Jelly Levens out to Rita Stanislas, putting that one in. Put a couple dangerous balls into the area, Rita Stanislas. Dennery conceding a throw-in now. Becky Stanislas. Touch. Throwing in an attacking area. Melvin already puts that one in quickly. Stanislas. Low infield now. And there's Riddle Stanislas again. I think he's blown offside. Dennery player just shepherding that one out or throw in. Losing out there, Gros Islet back in possession, and Fidel Stanislas losing out. Schumann Central chasing in vain. That one nodded back to the Turville by Tusa. A throw out. Josh George now on it. Tony Simon. Forward to Jelly Levens. Silky smooth touch there. Well, going across there, and Stanislas is on it now. Stanislas with some nifty footwork there. And Mackie Stanislas putting that one in. And what's the verdict? It looked like Gros Islet player getting a head on it, but it was actually a Dennery player. And Dennery is protesting the corner kick given there. Yeah, it looked like it came off Jelly Levens. So a corner kick given there by Renly Napoleon to Gros Islet. Really be harsh on Dennery if Gros Islet had to score from that one, and yeah, just able to clear that Dennery. A good turn there. Poor pass, and that just kind of slows down the attack. Dennery in possession. Joel Fauché on top of the box, out to Azad Fauché, who squares it back in, and a shot taken of the left foot of Patrick Ephraim. I'd like to think that's his weaker foot. That's coming up on 42 minutes gone in the first half. Ball booted up and out by Sebastian Rebo. And Dennery on it again. They've been able to get the ball in attacking areas a lot better in the last 15, 20 odd minutes. Got a couple of good chances as well. I would suggest 2 big chances. Not able to put it away though. And game just a little scrappy at the moment. Reader Stanislas now off of the right flank. Simon into Aurelia. Badger Edward flagged offside. Badger Edward trying to make some inroads, lost out there. Azad Fauché. Back to Marvin Mathre and upfield. Nice little flick on around the corner there. And Ephraim, Patrick Ephraim is on it. Ball flicks through Dennery. Again, just a little bit of an opportunity that I think the Turville may have gotten trodden on there by St. Rose, I believe, for Dennery. He's been in the walls tonight, Giovanni de Turville. Down not for the first time, requiring some attention from the physio. He gets up under his own power. And Dennery creating another opportunity there. Bobbled by de Turville. Dennery, despite being down 2 goals, I think they can take a couple of positives from the last 20 odd minutes of this half. I think they've announced their presence in the game. Drawn out a couple of good saves from de Turville in goal. I even feel that they should have been or done better, at least got on the score sheet. Ephraim there, Patrick Ephraim. Yellow card produced by Renly Napoleon. Not sure if it's for the tackle or if it's for descent. We saw him remonstrating there. Looks like this free kick might just be last bit of action, maybe, for this first half. Becky Stanislas there, set to take that one. Ball driven in there and defended well by Dennery, and that's the final action of the half. Gros Islet, they lead Dennery by 2-0 at the half. Goals by Jaleel Evans and Baju Edward, and we'll be back after the half.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
My inspiration is CR7. He's my role model ever since I've been a young boy. The reason he's my role model is because of his work ethic, his professionalism, his desire to get what he wants by working hard. So I try to emulate that the best I can by doing the same, putting in the work to achieve my goals, my objective.
Our final score there, 2-0, but there were other opportunities. Polion going had a hat-trick last game. What a save by Archibald. I mean, there was just no quit in either side, and there is an opportunity.
Representing my country on a national level means everything to me. It is the greatest honor for me as a player. I've represented my clubs, my community from a young child, from under 15 to under 17, under 19, and on the national level for the senior team is the highest level you can possibly reach. I aspire to play against the highest level, the best players. That's where you challenge yourself and really get to know what you're about if you're as good a player as you think you are. I am very excited for it, to join the senior players, just get a feel for the environment, and travel and play for my country.
28 years ago, I left St. Lucia to study in Canada. I got married and moved to the US, but I never forgot my roots. So when I decided to invest in the offshore business, it was only natural to have it done in my hometown. To have a successful business, I needed a bank. Who else? My first employer, Bank of St. Lucia. BOSL has been an incredible partner, supporting my vision of expansion and diversification in every step of the way. The Elite Builders Capital product has been a game changer for entrepreneurs like me. It helps us achieve the success we've always dreamed of.
I will fit into the national team playing style because I always try to listen to what the coach say. I try my best. Even after I got now, I still research about the position where I have to play so I can just suit the coach style and what he wants from us.
Frederick again. Great move, and he scores!
For my team to succeed, I plan on making every minute on the pitch count towards goal contribution.
Spend your life living BOSL's got you.
Tap into your life anywhere, anytime with your BOSL Visa credit card.
Spend your life living BOSL's got you. Live your life your way. It's your life, it's what you do.
It's been a great experience being here on the national team. I came in when I was 19 years old, when Coach came in. I've been working with a lot of the pro players from overseas. They've helped me a lot, not just as a player, but as a human self. It's been a great experience.
My journey into business began in one of the hardest moments of my life. In 2020, I lost my job from the hotel industry and my husband was temporarily laid off from his.
As a couple with young kids, at the time, we had to ensure that we had a steady income.
We decided to convert the lower floor of my home into vacation rentals. But we needed support to grow.
The credit union couldn't go any further and financing felt out of reach.
But everything changed when we were introduced to Elite Builders Capital, a product made just for us from Bank of St. Lucia.
With their help, we completed our last 2 units. 2 of our villas were inspired by our kids, Melo for Melody and Samo for Samuel.
Now we have 6 fully furnished villas ready for more guests.
dream big. Make it your own. Home Sweet gets you any style of home. BOSL saying home sweet home with a home sweet mortgage. You are number one. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Act now and you won't regret it. BOSL. Bank of St. Lucia's enhanced Home Sweet mortgages are designed around you. Home Flex, a home equity line of credit. Home Quest, for professionals building new dreams. And Home Switch, time to bring your mortgage home to us. Home Sweet mortgages, make it your own. Home Sweet, Home Quest, Home Flex, Home Switch. Need a new home, we get it. BOSL. For more information, call 456-6999 or go to bankofstlucia.com. BOSL.
Feel the thunder of the pitch, the roar of the crowd, and witness the rising of our nation. St. Lucia, this is the Semi-Professional Football League Season 2. 2 epic tournaments, 143 electrifying matches, 10 venues, 1 island, 1 heartbeat. From June to December 2025, 20 district football leagues will face off. Every match is a battle, every goal is a statement, and every fan is part of the legacy. Who will rise to victory? Play your schedule and be part of history. Visit semiprofootballleague.com and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for full match fixtures, live coverage, updates, and behind the scenes access. This is our season where passion lives and purpose leads.
This is a beautiful game and this is what we love. St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League.
Leveraging football to transform lives.
In the heart of every community lies a dream waiting to come true as a journey begins. We dribble through life's hurdles, breaking down its barriers, looking beyond the horizon. Lessons are learned, friendships are forged, and strength is birthed from within. Beyond tactics and goals, we strive as a team. With discipline and perseverance, we advance. Through every kick, stumble, and victory, our lives are changing, and together we rise.
It's not just a game. Football is our life.
The St. Lucia Semi-Pro Football League, leveraging football to transform lives.
My inspiration is CR7. He's my role model ever since I've been a young boy. The reason he's my role model is because of his work ethic, his professionalism, his desire to get what he wants by working hard. So I try to emulate that the best I can by doing the same, putting in the work to achieve my goals, my objective.
Our final score there, 2-0, but there were other opportunities. Polion going had a hat-trick last game. What a save by Archibald. I mean, there was just no quit in either side, and there is an opportunity.
Representing my country on a national level means everything to me. It is the greatest honor for me as a player. I've represented my clubs, my community from a young child, from under.
Same thing because I go to the world of Gales, I'm full of Gales. Good thing over there. Camera. Oh, that finished yet? I bet it was 6 So, my only vision, man, if they again. I really was about you if they see though. I have this shooter and every day. Damn, that was 17. I can't ever be seen as a not fix so good. Yeah. Is the fellas weaker? Is the fellas on your front go score? Who's you were there? Who's out there? Who's out there up front? My old player by half point. Later, you there. Last thing, look at my fellas. mad, nah. That's joking, we sure wasn't playing. We have a new team last year. It's possible we could have
Back with second half action at the Soufrière Mini Stadium where Gros Islet, they lead Dennery 2-0. Goals coming off the boots of Jalil Evans and Badjo Edward in the first half. And it was a half of two halves, I should say. The first half where Gros Islet were really on top for the first 25 minutes or so. And then Dennery, they had their opportunities. But of course, Gros Islet was the more clinical, taking their chances. One gifted by Anton Richard to Jalil Evans in the 11th minute. And then Badjo Edward played through, rounding Anton Richard and just sneaking that one in at a very tight angle to give Gros Islet a deserved 2-goal lead. But Dennery will take some confidence from the fact that they ended the half well enough, forced a few saves from Giovanni Di Turville, and they will use that as motivation to see if they can get themselves going in the second half. Of course, the team that scores the next goal is going to probably have a big say in terms of how this fixture ends. If Dennery are able to get it, of course, they'll be buoyed by that, and we may just see a lot more pressing and prodding and probing by them. If Gros Islet get the next goal, you'll think it's all but over for this Dennery team who are trying to get themselves as far away from the relegation zone as possible. Elijah Williams, in your company this evening. I'm riding solo for the time being. I will be joined a little later on by Mr. Cliver's Jules. Of course, Tennis in Glasgow has other assignments, so he's off tonight and tomorrow night as well. Dennery in possession now. Foul call there by Renly Napoleon. Ball played up there, and Dennery trying to start off the second half how they finished the first. Gros Islet just dropping off. We saw them employ a very high press in the first half, but if a 2-goal cushion is dropping off a little bit. And Dennery into the back there, and a penalty awarded here. I felt the whistle was very late because looked like that one was just lofted over Giovanni Di Turville, who clattered into looks like the number 12 for Dennery. That's Patrick Ephraim, the fullback venturing forward. And that ball just lobbed over the Turville there. Clatters into Ephraim. It's a penalty kick there for Dennery. Looks like Javel Fauché with the ball in his hands. Normally, Elijah Joseph is the one tasked with taking the penalty kicks for Dennery. Yes, it is Elijah Joseph. Fauché was just spotting the ball there for him. We had a little good luck, a little bit of maybe a little bit of a ritual there. And a save by the Turville. Elijah Joseph not giving the goalkeeper the eyes. He looked at where he was going all the way and telegraphed by Giovanni de Turville. Dennery cannot say they've not had opportunities in this game to at least get on the score sheet. Missed penalty there. And that has to dent the confidence of this Dennery team. Jolly Levens just issued with a caution. It has to dent the confidence of the Dennery team because they had a number of good opportunities in the first half where they should have scored at least a goal. And then now, early on in the second half, gifted a penalty by Giovanni de Turville, who promptly took his gift away by making a fantastic save low to his left-hand side as he takes a goal kick up the park. Gros Islet now are going to look to try to see if they can exact some control on this game. Then we started off much as they finished the second half in the ascendancy. Big figure of Sebastian Rebo just putting that one over the byline. It's a corner for Dennery. Dennery really need to make use of one of those corner kicks. They've had a couple as well. Gonna be difficult with the huge frame of Sebastian Rebo marshalling the defense, and ball comes across. An offside call. Ball came across directly to a Dennery player. Just got underneath that one. I don't understand how that was called offside. There seemed to be a Gros Islet player on the line along with the goalkeeper. But the referee has made his decision. crowd building in nicely at the Sufra Mini Stadium. Of course, Sufra themselves will be on the cards, playing against Canaries in the second fixture of the evening. So the place already filling in nicely. But we stay with the action. Long throw coming up here by Dennery. It's like Patrick Ephraim to get that one in there. And looks like a handball call there. Oh, that was Newton Marshall with the throw in, my apologies. Wayward shot there by Dennery. Bookings issued for Sherman St. Rose and Sebastian Rebo. That last little fracas. Gros Islet, I think they've just put the icing on the kick there. Dennery now in the tatters. So look at that replay. Jalil Evans across to Bajo Edward, just almost laying it on a plate there for Mackie Stanislas. Dennery didn't seem interested in defending. And Gros Islet obliged. That might just be it for Dennery in this fixture. They've had a slew of opportunities, of very good opportunities at that, not being able to take advantage of any of them. And Gros Islet, on the contrary, have pounced on them when they've presented themselves. In the meantime, Aaron Richard in for Melvin Aurelia. Gros Islet may start pulling out the party pieces. Not necessarily our tradition, but Halloween going on, and always an opportunity for a celebration, a party. And Dennery handing out all sorts of candy to this Gros Islet team this evening. No tricks, just treats. Ramis Gilbert also on for Gros Islet now. And that ball, Riddle Stanislas looking for the Hollywood pass, and it's Aaron Richard now on there. Riddle Stanislas could have easily played in Badger Edward. He was on his bike in loads of space, and he would have been the one to square that ball across. He tried the Hollywood pass, didn't come off, and opportunity gone for Gros Islet, and that's what Stanislas should have done. Just what Badger Edward did there. Newton Marshall looks like it's not Marshall, it's actually Marvin Mathray who came across. Looks like he's hurt himself in the process, and you can see him signaling for a substitution. President of the Gros Islet Football League, Mr. Shane Paul, is walking with a bounce in his step. Gros Islet in the ascendancy right now. Based on how this game has gone, I would say an unassailable 3-goal cushion. I can't imagine Dennery will get the same number of opportunities that they've got previously in this fixture in the last, 30 minutes, if you take into account stoppage time. Many opportunities gonna beg in there for Dennery, and Marvin Mathray seems to be in a spot of bother. He's not moved. Physio come across. Dr. Natasha Innocent now is making her way across as well. I'm not sure what would have happened. Maybe got his stud caught in the turf, I don't know. Looks like he made a good tackle there. And got up and just poked the ball into touch. I think he knew that he had done something. George was the one probing forward, and concern for Mathray now. Could see he's in some discomfort. Yeah, he's back. He's back on the knee. There's no weight whatsoever being placed on it, so doesn't look good for Marvin Mathera. The saying is that you add insult to injury, but I think for Dennery, you've just added injury to insult. Already down 3-0, missing a slew of chances, including a penalty. Now an injury to Marvin Mathera, and it looks like a bad one as well. Seeing the Canaries faithful piling into the Super Mini Stadium as I speak. And, Josh George in there with a tackle. Just kind of took the sting out of the game a little bit there. Foul call by Renly Napoleon. Dennery, Gros Islet, sorry, probing again. Dennery winning that ball back and trying to get it into the path of Showman St. Rose, but to say up for it. Ball across into the midst of Giovanni Di Turville. He's done well. There you have it. Just a little too much on that one for Badger Edward. He was on his bike in space. He's been running that channel relentlessly for the night. Right now, Dennery seems to have lost their luster. And you can understand why. They're just knocked out of them. Had so many opportunities, did Dennery, to get on the score sheet. Not able to capitalize on any of them. And another opportunity there cut out by Gros Islet. Richard outside of his goal now. Almost playing a sweeper role. Bastian Rebo out to Aaron Richards. Riddle Stanislas now. Charlie Evans combining with Stanislas. Sloppy passing there by George. Outside of the foot pass. Shaquille William has had Fauché now into Elijah Joseph, who missed that penalty early on. Ball spread out wide by Dennery. Just a little shift there into a dangerous area and needed to loft that one over the defense. Gros Islet with numbers back. That was never getting through all along the ground. Dennery probing again. Losing out there. Aaron Richard, another national player. Gros Islet littered with them. Carrying it forward now. It's Gilbert. Josh George retrieving that one, and ball played in across. It's offside. Charlie Evans. Kind of thought so, but from my angle I wasn't absolutely sure. So the assistant referee confirming what I thought, and Shaquille William again getting past George easily, and that ball flicked on by Sebastian Rebo just enough to take it away from the path of oncoming Dennery attacker. Dennery just sort of looked devoid of ideas right now. They look defeated. Technically they're not, but in reality you might want to think they are. Anton Richard having another little moment in goal there. Ball won back by Dennery. George to Gilbert. Referee calling a stop there. Charlie Evans. Of course, I don't think there's any need to take any risk of Charlie Evans. Troy Greenidge on the bench for Gros Islet. He's done his job. He's now joined top in the goal scoring charts. So 9 goals, joined top with Yuan De Gazan. Probably want to wrap Jolly Levens in cotton wool right now. Golden boy for Gros Islet these days. Stanley Sherry on for Tonya Simon as well. Michael Castang into the game as well. So it looks like Baggio Edward will be the striker. Just entering the 80th minute. O'Neal Toussaint now down on the turf for Gros Islet. Seen quite a few players go down this evening at the Soufrière Mini Stadium. And a horrible sight to see Marvin Mathre just hopping past the stands to go towards the locker room area. His knee bandaged up. Hopefully it's not too bad. It's the fact that he can put no weight on the leg suggests it's bad enough. Toussaint now up on his feet. Nice crowd in here Saturday night at the Soufrière Mini Stadium. Of course, the home team Soufrière up next. They'll be coming up against the boys from Canaries. The noisy neighbors. Consider this one a West Coast derby. For us to get to Soufrière, you've got to go through Canaries. Dennery, nothing is just coming off for them this evening as Miss Gilbert another player down. It's time to contact. That one there, a wicked deflection, almost wrong foot in Giovanni Di Turville. In goal. I don't know, the football gods are against Dennery tonight. Nothing is happening in their favor as they set up for a corner kick. As at the Fauché looks want to put that one into a dangerous area. Ball comes across to the back stick and they headed out of bounds over the touchline for a goal kick to Gros Islet. Of course, Gros Islet just about 7 minutes plus added on time away from securing 3 points and adding +3 to their goal difference. I'll take them up to +4, Gros Islet, and on to 19 points. One point behind Central Castries. Dennery. Edward trying to display a little bit of skill there. Surrounded by Dennery players. It's now here in Richard. '85th minute now. By the way this game has been going, you wouldn't be surprised if Gros Islet notch another. May not be surprised if Dennery notches one either as well. They have created quite a few very good goal scoring opportunities, but unable to take advantage of that. Story of the night for Dennery. Gros Islet, on the other hand, have been ruthless with their opportunities. Castan cutting that one out. Ephraim up to Shaquille William, who chips that one across there for Schumann. St. Rose laying it off again, and another ball coming in there into a very dangerous area. Again, then we're not able to take advantage of that. Ball bubbling around. Aramis Gilbert gets rid of it, dispatches it all the way down the field. Anton Richard get things going for Dennery again. Looks all academic at this point. Stanley Sherry just playing that one back to the Turville, who boots it up. Anywhere will do for Gros Islet. They're not desperate in terms of the result, but desperate to keep a clean sheet. They've conceded 24 goals already this season. Semi-pro season littered with goals. Offside flag goes up. All played into touch there. Dennery still trying, dispossessed there by Michael Castang. Vidal Stanislas probably has a big smile on the inside, getting one over on his former team. Ball played into the center, dealt with by Dennery. And Gros Islet, Anton Richard does well there. As Mickey Stanislas was upon him. Vidal Stanislas going past one, going past two, and foul on the edge of the area. Wouldn't be surprised if a booking comes out here. And it is going to be a booking. Anton Richards booting this one upfield. 90 minutes gone now. Throw in for Gros Islet. Dennery would love to get a consolation goal right now. Gros Islet would love to keep a clean sheet. I think both teams still putting a little effort into it, despite the fact that the result is more or less a foregone conclusion. Throw in there for Dennery. Gros Islet player down there. Ephraim putting it across. Almost an own goal in dramatic fashion there. Stooping, diving header by Brandon Eugene. Josh George, it looks like having a bout of cramp. That's probably all but going to bring a close down on proceedings. Dennery still probing. And Gros Islet still keeping the door firmly shut. Now into the 5th minute of stoppage time. We did have a few stoppages due to injury in the second half. So who knows how much more time Renly Napoleon is going to let run here. Foul called. And that's it. Renly Napoleon brings the curtains down on what turned out to be a relatively comfortable victory for Gros Islet, but Dennery will be left ruining the missed opportunities that they got in this fixture, including a missed penalty. But it's 3-0 goals by Jaleel Evans, by Joe Edward, and Becky Stanislas in the 11th, 26th, and 61st minute. Gros Islet, they move up the table now into 5th place. Elijah Williams signing out. Of course, up next is the home team Soufrière. They take on Canaries.